Peter Romsey?
RAF.
Well?
Oh, I've told them I'll wait for a reply during the next 3 skeds, but it might take longer. Much like breaking procedure.
Ella, it's very important. I must know immediately.
And what makes this one so different?
It's not the man, it's what he might know.
Do please, sit down.
Thank you.
Out, brother. Coffee and biscuits.
Your report on the shot-down mosquito was very thorough, Brent. I was delighted. That is why I brought Herr Fassbender with me from the Urfer Research Laboratories.
You are right, Major Brandt. This is not just a new fighter bomber. Oh, we know all about mosquitoes. There's nothing new there. But this is a very special mosquito. I will explain.
Thank you.
Perhaps Peter doesn't like piano.
Oh, they briefed us to get used to it.
They?
The people who run the escape route.
Oh, I see. I'd better make a telephone call, will you? Excuse me.
Yes, of course. Well, cheers.
Yes, cheers. You don't like it, do you?
Well, I like the effect.
My husband always walks to a cafe in the square every evening about this time for some drinks with some friends of his.
Is that far?
Oh, it's about a mile. It's in the village. It's his daily exercise. He's telephoning to say he can't be there tonight.
No, I've got this wretched cold. No. I shan't bother with the doctor. I'll just have an early night.
Have you read any of my husband's books?
No, I haven't. I seem to remember seeing some of them in the library, though.
Oh. Here I was at the cafe. So I said I had a heavy cold. I wonder who that fellow was who told you about me.
I assumed he was a member of the resistance.
Oh, doubt that very much. And we listen to the BBC, of course. As for this resistance movement they keep on about, have you ever come across it or anyone in it?
Well, not around here, no, but perhaps it's mostly in the more remote parts of France.
Possibly. If it exists at all, personally, I've always regarded the whole thing as British propaganda.
I don't think the BBC would say anything if it wasn't true.
Both sides pump out propaganda all the time, Peter. Lies are the stock in trade of any nation at war. Shall we eat fairly soon?
Yes.
We don't know about them, but if Natalie says they'll cross over into Spain tonight, we must believe her. What about this man Romsey?
All right.
Yes. Well, it was close tonight, then.
What did they say?
Well, the reply was very definite. Urgent, you use all possible means to prevent Flight Lieutenant Romsey from falling into enemy hands.
Does that mean they want him killed, if necessary? We don't know where he is, we don't know where he got off that train, but it may come to that, yes.
Well, if he keeps his head, he will stick to his briefing and be at the Gare d'Austerlitz at noon tomorrow, or the next day, or the day after, and so on.
If yes, I'm not sure he will. I think Romsey's got the twitch.
What?
More politely known as operational fatigue. Great resolution 1 minute, indecision in an emergency the next. Done too many ops, seen too many friends, written off.
Then why aren't such men taken off operation?
The job he was doing, Romsey must be a first-rate navigator. There aren't enough of them, so they go on flying right to the end.
Let me see if I can find him. I could get some time off at the bank and go and see some relations in the Loire Valley. It would be perfectly natural for me to catch that train.
And do what? Keep on getting off and asking questions?
I'm not a fool, Mr. Curtis. I wouldn't make it that obvious.
No, it'd be too risky. You said yourself that you thought your caretaker was a police informant.
I think my second cashier is also.
Well,
But that doesn't mean to say I'm under suspicion. These people crawl about all over the place.
Albert's right. Thanks, Gaston, but no, it's too dangerous.
Why are you so concerned in this particular instance?
Romsey was flying an aircraft, testing highly secret and new equipment. What he knows is of infinite value to the Luftwaffe. We must see they don't get it.
I see. Well, we must tell our people all the way down the line to let us know of anything they might hear as soon as possible.
The other symptom of aircrew who have the twitch is a strong desire to stay alive and go home at any cost.
That's understandable, I suppose.
It'll make Romsey very vulnerable if the Germans get hold of him.
Really? You met the king?
Yes.
What did he say to you?
Well, he said, well done, Romsey. And I said, thank you, sir. And that was it.
Well, the first one went down fairly well, so I thought we might manage another bottle.
Oh,
It's a good vintage, this, don't you think? It's better than the 34.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I didn't really know much about wine. I enjoyed it, though, very much.
Well, why don't we make ourselves comfortable? Have coffee later.
All right.
Shall I bring the things
Yes,
through?
take that through. And your glass.
Yes. That was a splendid meal. I hope I haven't eaten all your rations.
Rations? Yes, it's rich farming country. We don't go short of much, I assure you.
Peter's just been telling me he was awarded the DFC.
Oh, really? What for?
Oh, it was nothing very much, actually. I was on Wellingtons. We were badly shot up over Hamburg. It was a pitch-black night, and the radio and all the navigational aids had gone. I had to get back by using dead reckoning only. An exceptional feat of navigation, the citation said. Well, I didn't really have much option if I wanted to get back. We couldn't ditch. Both the gunners were wounded. They both died later, though. But actually, it was because I'd completed 37 ops, that's all. Thank you.
So I had a son. Would have been about your age.
Oh, really?
Dorothy's my second wife.
Oh, I see.
So I was on the Somme in the Great War. Saw generations slaughtered for nothing. Anyway, my boy died when he was 4 of diphtheria. But if he'd lived, I wouldn't like to know he was being shot up over Hamburg.
Someone has to do it.
Do what? Bomb cities?
No, we don't bomb cities, we bomb
Yes, but
targets.
with all
Mr.
respect. Don't the cities get hit as you attempt to bomb your targets?
Well, it's all we can do until there's a second front.
And France becomes a battleground yet again.
Well, there's no other way if France is to be liberated.
Liberated, V for victory, yes. Hear words like that on the BBC constantly. What mediocre hacks they must employ to write such stuff.
I suppose you couldn't get out when France fell.
Get out to where?
Home, England.
But this is my home. We've lived here now for, what, 8 years?
9.
Oh, that's right, yes, since we were married.
You see, Hugh's work has always been more highly thought of on the continent than in England.
It must be very difficult for you, though, living in an occupied country.
No, life goes on much the same as it ever did.
Don't the Germans bother you?
Well, what do you imagine it's like? Everyone alternately starving, terrified, being shot out of hand, knifing German soldiers on dark nights. That's the current mythology in England, as far as I can gather. And truth is the first casualty of war, Peter. Must be units of the German army somewhere in France, I suppose, but never seen any German soldiers around here.
Haben Sie was gesehen? Gefreiter nach